You go out to work all your life, earn your money, you try and put some money in the bank for a rainy day, a holiday.
When are we going to stop being mugged off?
Rachel Reeves has just given the green light for a controversial new plan for banks to share further details about customers' savings accounts with the government.
I thought the UK had no money. I thought we were skint. I thought we were really, in dire straits, like the black hole that the Keir Starmer keeps talking about.
December 2024. People were panicking about rumours that HMRC would tax savings over £10,000. 8 months later, August 2025, the government has tightened savings surveillance and taxation even further. This is how your financial freedom erodes, not overnight but steadily, while they distract you with other crises. This is the story of how Britain went from save for a rainy day to we'll monitor and tax your rainy day fund, and how the people warning about it in December 2024 were proven right by August 2025. But it got worse.
So, something I've just been reading about over the last few days, I don't know whether anybody's aware of this, but bit of underhanding, I think, you know what I mean, from the you-know-who, people who are supposedly in charge. Anyway, go and have a look, because this is a bit concerning, I think. The HMRC are now going to tax you if you have savings of over £10,000. So, basically, you go to work, you earn your money, you get taxed on it. You put it in your bank to save up, you're now going to get taxed on it. You try and give it to your family if you pass away or you get older and you don't need it, you get taxed on it. It's just, when's it all going to stop and you know what I mean? Start thinking about people. You go out to work all your life, earn your money, you try and put some money in the bank for a rainy day, a holiday. Even young uns these days, that concerns me, that are trying to save up to get a mortgage to buy an house, are now going to get taxed on that money that's in their bank and savings. I mean, oh my God. I mean, honestly, really? I just think it's absolutely disgusting in this day and age that you go out to work, you earn your money, and you can't even spend it on things because you're constantly getting taxed. And don't get me on about being self-employed. You get self-employed these days, you're ruined. The taxman's banging at your door every 3 seconds. You've got to pay this tax bill, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. It's pathetic, honestly. You're on about like giving more people money in the banks and stuff. Well, no, you're not. You're on about taking more money off people. Honestly, somebody needs to get in and somebody needs to get a grip of this. If it's your money, it's your money. End of story. Why are we all getting taxed every 2 seconds for it? And the other thing is, doing it underhandedly, you know what I mean? Doing it by the back door so nobody knows about it.
Now, just have a little listen and a little chat with me and let me know what your thoughts are, because this is seriously concerning. This is for UK citizens, okay? So people in the UK that have got a savings of £10,000 or more. Now guess what the government are now looking to do? Go on, guess. I didn't quite hear you. Do you want to shout it out a little bit louder? Did you want to put it in the comments? That's right. They're going to tax us. Now exactly how much this is going to be by, we know it's probably going to be just ridiculously stupid and bang out of order. When are we going to stop being mugged off? Okay? Why are we letting this government continuously take the piss out of us? Seriously. We work hard, we pay taxes, we then save for the ones that can save. And if we've got a good amount of savings, we don't want to be mugged off or be taken the piss out of at all. So I know not everybody's got savings, but for those that have, they have grafted bloody hard. Okay, so I don't know what your thoughts are on this. I just think this is disgusting. This government needs to get out. They really, really do.
These men were sounding the alarm in December. They could see what was coming. The government targeting people's savings accounts. You can hear the frustration. You get taxed when you earn it, taxed when you save it, taxed when you give it away. They were called conspiracy theorists. Turns out they were just early. The government was already preparing to squeeze savings accounts, not because of economic necessity, but because they'd secretly created a £50 billion black hole through their own policies and now need someone to pay for it. Who would pay? Not corporations. not the wealthy with offshore accounts. Ordinary working people now trying to save £3,500 for emergencies.
So Rachel Reeves has just given the green light for a controversial new plan for banks to share further details about customers' savings accounts with the government, so that the government can then tax individuals straight out of their paycheck on their savings interest. So why are they doing this? Well, the government have announced that there's now a £50 billion black hole in the public finances of the UK. And so this is one way to kind of clamp down on taxes without increasing taxes on income, which Rachel Reeves has pledged not to do. So it's estimated now that there's an extra 300,000 individuals compared to 5 years ago who now fall into these savings tax brackets. And so what are they? Well, if you're a basic rate taxpayer, then you'll get £1,000 of savings interest tax-free. Then if you are a higher rate taxpayer, this threshold moves down to £500. And then for those of you who are additional rate payers, you will not get any tax-free allowance on your savings. So the one condition to this is also if you are earning less than £17,570, then you do get a £5,000 allowance. But as soon as you start earning over this threshold, then you'll find that your allowance goes back to the thresholds just mentioned. So if you start to see extra tax coming out of your paychecks every month, then now you know why this might be.
Here we are, 8 months later. The men who warned about this in December have been proven right. The government has steadily expanded savings surveillance and taxation. The thresholds: basic rate taxpayers get £1,000 tax-free savings interest. Higher rate taxpayers get just £500. Additional rate taxpayers get nothing. But here's the thing. If your savings hits £3,500 or more, you're forced into self-assessment, turning you into a criminal if you get the paperwork wrong. 300,000 more people are now caught in these tax brackets compared to 5 years ago. This isn't about catching tax dodgers. It's about expanding the number of people they can extract money from.
Has something got to give? The Chancellor was warned today she'll have to break Labour's manifesto promise not to put up taxes if she wants to stick to her fiscal rules and find the money to plug a new black hole. The economic group, the National Institute of Economic and Social Research, says Rachel Reeves will have to find more than £41 billion because of low growth, high borrowing and U-turns on welfare cuts. This lunchtime, the Prime Minister responded saying he didn't recognise the figure and was focused on making people feel better off.
Some of the figures that have been put out are not figures that I recognise, but the budget won't be until later in the year, and that's why we'll have the forecast then, and we'll set out our plans. What's really important is that I'm very clear about our focus, which will be on living standards and making sure that people feel better off.
But today's report says the Chancellor faces a black hole created by the welfare cuts U-turn, weaker than expected economic growth, and higher than expected public borrowing. It leaves her looking for £41 billion for starters, with at least another £10 billion as a buffer.
Well, it'd be very hard to imagine raising £50 billion in tax without tackling one of the big taxes, income tax or VAT, or employees' national insurance contributions, each of which would, I think, mean a backsliding on the manifesto promise.
That was Labour's pledge not to raise taxes on working people.
Well, they've said they weren't going to do it, didn't they? But now they are. We've heard that this morning. So, yeah, not
disappointed.
Happy. Yeah.
If you're talking about tax increases because they need to do that to balance the books, there's still a number of corporations that don't pay tax.
The Tories claim the problem is of the government's own making.
What do you think the Chancellor's got wrong?
I think two things in particular. One, she's imposed significant tax rises on businesses through the unexpected rise in national insurance contributions. But secondly, a massive bill in the Employment Rights Bill, which has imposed more regulation on businesses.
This news report tells you everything you need to know. The government created their own £50 billion crisis through policy U-turns, welfare spending, and economic mismanagement. Their solution? Tax working people's savings while telling them it's their patriotic duty to clean up the mess they made. Notice what they won't do. They won't tax corporations properly. They won't close offshore tax havens. They won't stop corporate subsidies. Instead, they'll raid the bank accounts of people trying to save for house deposits. The Chancellor knows businesses can't bear more tax, but somehow working families can bear having their life savings targeted and drained.
Trigger warning. This will make you choke on your coffee this morning. Guaranteed. I thought the UK had no money. I thought we were skint. I thought we were really, in dire straits, like the black hole that the Keir Starmer keeps talking about, left with this terrible deficit and no money. Listen to this. Excuse me. I've just been choking. This is what Keir Starmer has awarded in our taxpayers' money since he's been in government. Ukraine, 235 million. Ethiopia, 225 million. Afghanistan, 171 million. Syria, 160 million. Yemen, 144 million. Somalia, 143 million. Sudan, 130. I could go on. Palestine, Nigeria, Congo. This one, World Health Organization. Yeah, think about that. 310 million. 310 million to the people that, you know what I'm saying, all about that. Jammy. Pakistan, 100 million. It just goes on. Kenya, Bangladesh. I thought we didn't have any money. Maybe that's why we got no money. Is it not time to start spending it on us? Schools, hospitals, mental health. I'm flabbergasted. Literally cannot believe the amount of money he's sending to other countries. What about us? England. Our money should be spent on us.
While HMRC is hunting down your £3,500 savings account, here's where your money actually goes. Ukraine, £235 million. Ethiopia, £225 million. Afghanistan, £171 million. The list goes on and on. The UK spent £7.2 billion to be increased to £8.7 billion on foreign aid in 2023-24, while simultaneously claiming there's no money for UK infrastructure. £2.8 billion, 20% of the aid budget, was spent supporting refugees in the UK in 2024. That's money classified as foreign aid, but spent domestically, inflating the foreign spending figures. She's asking the right question. What about us? While they tax your savings for emergencies, they're sending billions abroad for other people's emergencies. Look at what happened over these 8 months. December 2024, people warning about potential savings targeting. August 2025, expanded surveillance and taxation systems operational. This shouldn't shock anyone. This was a gradual erosion of policies. Each month, a little more monitoring. Each policy change, a bit more control, death by 1,000 cuts to your financial privacy. The men weren't being paranoid, they could see the direction this was heading, while everyone else was distracted by other fabricated issues. Here's what this means for ordinary people. You can't save for emergencies without government surveillance. You can't earn interest without automatic taxation. You can't build wealth without bureaucratic punishment. But foreign governments get billions with no questions asked. Corporations get tax breaks while your savings get taxed. The wealthy use offshore accounts while your domestic account gets monitored. This is selective enforcement of selective rules. The system protects capital and punishes savers. Your great-grandparents saved money in banks and owned it outright. Your parents had some privacy with their finances. You get surveilled, taxed, and regulated for trying to save for a rainy day. In the blink of an eye, Britain went from warnings about savings surveillance to expanded financial monitoring of ordinary people. While monitoring your £3,500 emergency fund, they would be sending more money abroad with no oversight. They would be protecting corporate offshore accounts while digging into your little pot. This is the new reality. Your money isn't yours. Your savings aren't private. Your financial decisions aren't even your own. The speed of this trajectory should concern you more than the individual changes. If they can steadily expand financial control over 8 months while keeping us distracted, what else are they expanding while we're not looking? 8 months, that's how long it took to turn early warnings into current reality. How many more months until there's nothing left that belongs to us? If you found this breakdown useful, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of people who want to understand what's really happening behind the headlines. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you seeing similar issues where you live? And let us know if these videos are representing your reality. At Common Sense Lab, we don't just react. We connect the dots, expose the patterns, and remind you, the system isn't broken. It's functioning exactly how it was built, and that means it can be rebuilt.